Hey YouTube, what's going on, and welcome back to Chironis Things. Today we're taking a look at the Olight Baton 3 Pro, and we're not only going to talk about this flashlight, but we'll also talk about some similar models. Hey y'all, only 3% of my viewers are subscribers. As a small channel, if you would consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. So I actually wasn't able to get a recording of the unboxing on this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what comes in the box. So it comes with a 90-degree magnet here, so essentially you can stick this on the wall and you can hang your Olight from it like so. Okay, so you've got a hanger right there, you've got your manuals, and it actually comes with this little pouch. Not sure why this one specifically came with the pouch. I don't know if it's a special edition with this design on the light, or if all of the Baton 3 Pros come with this pouch. But yeah, mine came with that, so I thought that was pretty cool. So let's talk about size on this. I'll throw up the dimensions up on the screen, but I'm also going to give you guys some comparisons here. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Baton 3 Pro next to the Arcfeld Pro. So as you can see, it's significantly shorter. Now, of course, there's not going to be anything more thin and sleek in your pocket than a flat flashlight. However, it's actually not too much thicker than the Arcfeld Pro for being a round flashlight. It's quite small in its dimensions. And speaking of that, the smallest 18650 light I've ever seen is the Sofern SC32. And the reason this is so small is because, for one, it's tail switch only, so they don't need that extra space for a side switch. That takes out a lot of space there. Additionally, they use a Fresnel lens, so the lens is right on top of the emitter, and it's overall just a really compact design. So this is really, really tiny for an 18650, but check out the Baton 3 Pro next to it here. The Baton 3 Pro is just slightly longer than the SC32, and then thickness-wise or diameter-wise, it's actually smaller. So the Baton 3 Pro is going to feel a bit smaller in your pocket than the SC32 will. So for an 18650 light, this thing's tiny, and it's one of the smallest on the market for this size. Let's go ahead and take a look at the battery while we're talking about it. And you'll see that the battery takes up the majority of the size of this flashlight. And it's running with, of course, an Olight branded battery, which is a 3200 milliamp 3.6 volt battery. All right, now of course this has the side switch. So if this was a tail switch only light, this would be smaller than the SC32, which is pretty crazy, just how small they were able to get this. And then one more size comparison for you. Here is the Olight Warrior 3S. This uses a 21700 battery, which is the next size up in battery. And as you can see here, a significant difference in length and a significant difference in diameter. This is going to feel much, much larger in your pocket. I do occasionally carry this, and I do carry some other 21700 lights. That just goes to show how small this is for an 18650 light. As far as charging in typical Olight fashion, this is using a magnetic proprietary charger off the tail here. So that does mean that you do have a magnet on the bottom, but to charge this, you're going to have to use the Olight charger that comes with it, or you could pull the battery out and put it in a third-party battery charger if you have one. And then as far as battery indicator, it does have one here on the side switch, and as you can see, I'm green, so I'm over 70%. It also goes down to orange to let you know when you're below 70, and red to let you know when you're 20% or under. Looking at the design of the light, it's got a good grip here. It's actually very, very similar to the grip that you're going to see on the Warrior series lights, so I do like seeing that. It comes with a two-way clip. That cutout for the clip is only up here on this side of the flashlight, meaning that you can only have this tip up or head up, whatever you want to call it, coming out of your pocket. Now there's barely going to be any that sticks out of your pocket, but I prefer having the tail up out of my pocket. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but you do have a good two-way clip on there. Additionally, on the switch, we've got a rubber switch. It feels decent and all, not bad at all, but I will say that I do like the rubber switches on the Warrior series a little bit better. This one feels almost a little bit plasticky in it, whereas this one you can definitely feel it feels like a little bit of a softer rubber. And on the top of the light here, you'll see we have no bezel really whatsoever. It's to keep the size down, so this is meant to be completely EDC friendly in the way that they designed this. The emitter that we're working with in there is an SST40, so it's a good efficient emitter, pretty commonly used, and the beam profile, as you'll see when we look at beam shots, actually has a really nice beam profile to it. As far as the performance ratings, I'll go ahead and throw those numbers up on the screen. And then as far as user interface, very simple. You've got your standard click on, click off. Okay, so once you have it on, you can just hold to rotate. As you see, we're just going 3 modes here: low, medium, high. Now there's 2 other modes. That's going to be your moonlight, which is going to be from off, you can hold. And that's going to give you your moonlight mode. Very, very low moonlight mode. As you saw, half a lumen. I love that. Great job, Olight, on giving it a low moonlight mode. And then you can double click either from off or on to get into your turbo. All right. Triple click's going to take you into strobe. So this is going to be your standard user interface that you're going to see on most flashlights. Easy to use, very friendly if you want to gift this light to someone that isn't comfortable with a lot of complex user interface. This will be easy to use. Let's go ahead and take this flashlight outside and see some outdoor beam shots. Now that we saw those beam shots, let's talk about some different options that are available in this Olight line, because the Baton 3 Pro is actually not your only option there. So another option that we have is the new release of the Warrior Mini 3. And so the difference on that one is going to be that it's going to have the same side switch basically, but you're going to have a tail switch as well back here. You'll still have a magnet, it'll still charge the same way, but you'll have the ability to go into instant turbo off of the tail switch as well, and it will have slightly serrated on the bezel, similar to the Warrior 3S here. So the Warrior Mini 3 is going to be very, very similar to this, same battery size, but if you prefer a little bit more of a tactical style flashlight, which I do, you might want to go that route instead. Now, if you prefer something that is just simply EDC friendly, well, obviously this is a great option. This is meant to be very easy to carry while giving good performance. There's also the Baton 4 that came out. It's basically going to be like this flashlight, except it's shorter, like much shorter. It uses an 18350 battery. So basically what's happening is you're going to get a little bit of smaller size with the same platform and design, but you're going to also get a little bit less on performance, and you're going to get a little bit less on battery life. So if you're okay with having a small 18650 style light, which I think this is going to just disappear in your pocket either way, go ahead and go with this because it gives you more performance and it gives you better battery life. But if you really, really do want it to just be as small as possible, the Baton 4 Pro is an option. Now, another thing is the Baton 3 Pro Max. That one is actually a 21700 battery. So kind of the same thing how this is a step up from the Baton 4. That's a step up from this, where it's going to be larger in size, but it's going to give you more performance and it's going to give you more battery life. So if you still just want the same design with just a magnet on the back, side switch, just EDC friendly, but you're okay with going a bit bigger, well, that's a great option as well, because it's going to give you better performance and better runtime, but it is larger. To me, this is the best one in the EDC friendly size if you don't want a tail switch. because it's in between on size, it's in between on performance, it's in between on battery life. It's kind of that sweet spot, at least for me. But you do have options there. And again, if you like a tail switch, the Warrior Mini 3 is a great option as well. All right, so covering final thoughts on this. Of course, like I've mentioned, the size is pretty much incredible considering this is an 18650 battery in here. I think it's got a really good, efficient emitter in there. I think it just overall is a very good design. Of course, you have tons of color wave options. This one is specific to Olight website to get the special, I think this might be a special edition color wave that they just came out with. I don't know if it was going to remain or if it's only limited time, but this is one that they just came out with on the Olight website. Of course, it does come with those extra accessories like we showed what came in the box. It's got a good beam profile, and overall I'd say it has good performance while maintaining good durability and just that classic Olight feel. As far as price, on Olight Direct or Amazon, you're going to be looking at $69.99, and that is including this new color wave here. So if you want to get this specific color wave, get that on the Olight Direct. I will put a link to both Olight and Amazon in my description. But I will give you guys a heads up, though. If you just want a plain OD green without the white and black splashes on here, that one's actually on sale on Amazon right now for $52. I don't know how much longer after posting this video that's going to remain, but I feel like $52 for this light is a steal. But either way, I'd say between this, the Baton 4, the Baton 3 Pro Max, and the Warrior Mini 3, it's definitely a great time to upgrade your Olight, great time to upgrade your carry, and I would definitely recommend grabbing this or one of the lights in this line. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great week.